Hello, welcome to The Flick. It is the most glamorous night of all here at this little table. And it's Oscar night. We're all dressed up comparatively. We all showered. Oscar night is tonight, and or soon. When's this going to air?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, when is this going to air? I don't know.
I don't know. Eventually, it'll be the Oscars. So, Christy, Matt, Ben, Alonzo, we're going to talk about the squirrely situation with Best Picture and Best Director, because I think none of us know what's going to happen. It could shake out any number of ways. There are 4 different scenarios which could possibly happen and all make sense. It could be Birdman and Yari 2. It could be Birdman Linklater. It could be Boyhood Linklater. It could be Boyhood and Yari 2. Any of those things could happen. What do you guys say is going to happen?
I'm a terrible prognosticator. I'm just glad that as much as I don't care about the Oscars, it's at least nice when they aren't a completely done deal, which they have been for so many years of late. Because at this point in the game, there have been 20 other sort of, bellwether award ceremonies that have taken place. So by the time the Oscars show up, they feel like an afterthought. So at least the idea that anything is in question is like, oh, well, that's new.
Yeah, no, it's exciting, actually. What's going to happen?
I think it's Birdman, and I think it's Linklater, but I'm not 100%. I think it's too close to call. Right. It's entirely possible it could go the other way. If I was putting money on it, maybe Birdman, but the odds are pretty close. It's the last check. It was
gambling man. Please tell us where we are.
Barely in favor of Birdman.
That's right, and that represented a change when when I guess the PGA,
the PGAs and then the SAG, right?
The SAG.
Yeah, and that turned it around because
know what they're talking about.
because Boyhood was your Boyhood was definitely your leader
For a long time.
through January.
Sure.
With the critics groups and all
With
that.
the critics groups, right. And then it changed. And so the odds on Boyhood were, 36 hours ago, were 13-8. And the odds on Birdman, 8-13. So it's still incredibly close, but that does make Birdman, at that point, had become the favorite. And nobody else was close. Now, I remember reading stuff that, like, because of the the movement of American Sniper and the excitement, but American Sniper was in it 66-1.
But will that throw a wrench into the way the preferential voting treats the top 2 frontrunners? I mean, is it going to make things weird mathematically?
I doubt it.
Who knows?
I doubt it.
I have a hunch. I'm thinking no. I mean, again, that's not my area of expertise. I think with Sniper that yes, it kind of came in at the last minute, it became this giant box office success. But I think that a lot of Academy voters probably still have ideological qualms about it, or just didn't like it as much as the other ones, or had already kind of settled into what they were thinking.
The third favorite is Imitation Game at 50-1.
And that's just super safe Oscar bait.
Yeah.
That's not going to win anything.
I think that we all probably agree that it's a really close call between Boyhood and Birdman, but I think that our fans would want to know what we would vote for.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I've.
Do you guys care what we think?
I'm gonna make a confession here, and I hope it doesn't. I don't care if it gets me in trouble. I was too influenced by the feeling that other critics had about Boyhood. I didn't really like Boyhood.
Okay.
And I don't think it belongs in this group. I think that it's a marvel, just an incredible idea. Like, wow, that's amazing, and it's great to see. I was bored for a lot of Boyhood.
It's just kind of a gimmick.
Right, it was a gimmick, and it felt like
disagree.
12 fairly similar scenes, and so I hope it doesn't win. And
well, you're wrong, but that's sweet.
Not the first time.
What would you vote for?
Yeah.
I mean, look, of the movies that are nominated, like if I had to vote for the movies that are nominated, to me it's American Sniper and Whiplash. Those are the 2 I like best. If it were a choice of anything, a lock wins, and it's not close.
I say Birdman and Yari 2. I knew before the movie was even over that it was the best movie of the year. I'm happy that it is probably going to win the Oscar. I loved it, and I'd be really happy with that.
I would vote for Yari 2 as Best Director, although I think that movie ends in the wrong place.
I think it ends in a horrible place.
Right.
But
I would vote for Whiplash for Best Picture, hands down.
Yeah.
I have been Team Boyhood since last January. I saw it at Sundance last year. I was like, holy crap, this movie's amazing. And I still feel that way. It's the one I've seen the most of the nominees. And I think it holds up. I think it's powerful. I think what's interesting about both Boyhood and Birdman is that both of those movies sounded like pure gimmick before I saw them. Birdman's sort of fake, uninterrupted shot. Boyhood's, production history. But I think both of them take that thing and then do something with it. And I think both movies are really successful because they aren't in the service of their gimmick. The gimmick is in service of what the movie's trying to do and say and convey and portray and all that stuff.
I can't believe Richard Linklater did the Billy Bob Thornton Bad News Bears. Like it's a, and there's almost not a more dramatic difference between somebody's greatest success
it was a
and best.
paying gig.
He has
know,
a
I
very
got it.
eclectic career.
No, totally.
Yeah.
And look,
But,
I didn't dislike it. I just don't think it belongs in this category.
Okay, so you're saying you think Whiplash should win. You're saying you think American Sniper should win. What do
Sure.
you think for director then?
I mean, the ending of Birdman so bothers me that influences me. I really,
The ambiguity
really,
of it?
I don't think it's ambiguous. I think it's very clear, and I think it's stupid. And I think it's a giant artistic failure. And I, respect their ability to make it, but I think it blows.
Okay, so not Inyari 2 for you.
So, look, I'll go with, do I want to be used by Sean Hannity? No, in no way. Like, I hate the way the talk about American Sniper has been usurped by people who don't understand the greatness of this country. That said, yeah, Eastwood.
Okay, who is not nominated?
Who's not
I was
nominated?
going to say.
So you're going with Morton Tildum. All right, next. So you're saying Boyhood Linklater.
Boyhood Linklater, no
All
question.
right, so let's see who was right. I don't know. It's going to be fun, right? It'll be fun, actually.
Neil Patrick Harris will be fun,
That'll
maybe.
Be fun. All
You know what, right?
enjoy.
Eastwood's not nominated, so I'll just go with Ava DuVernay.
Okay, bye.
There you go.